welcome. We are Team 5. I'd like to introduce myself, Andrew Phillips, and this is Julian Ng, and our team, who I won't introduce by name now, but after you can go up and introduce yourselves, is all sitting over there in that row. Our theme for this project was Heritage and Dereliction, and we were focusing on the site of Corktown. So let's get right into it. And I also like to say thanks. What? Not so close. Oh, okay, okay. I also like to say thanks to all our judges and everyone in the audience for taking the time to listen to us. So we chose to focus on heritage and examine it broadly. We became interested in how the marketplace rewards heritage and how we could use it to grow neighborhoods for the better. So when most people think of heritage, they think of something inherited from the past. This could be natural heritage, fauna, flora, and geology, cultural heritage, things passed down through society or families, even hereditary, the inheritance of genes from your parents can all be considered heritage. But heritage isn't just from the past. It can also be what we are currently creating and using to shape our future. What we're here to talk to you about today is the idea of building and amplifying our own heritage to drive economic, cultural, and social value. We want you to think of heritage as a tactic. So, over the years, many brands, we've seen this through businesses, brands have leveraged their heritage through their stories because there's latent value in that history. Levi's, Harley Davidson, Roots Canada, or even the Volkswagen Beetle have reintroduced models and brought back their powerful heritage stories. So since the 1990s, they've been repurposing their histories in order to update them and adapt them to a constantly changing landscape. By leveraging these brands and their heritage, they've been able to drive value across those three categories of the economy, culture, and society, social. So that's what we will provide to Corktown. An opportunity for residents to preserve their heritage while at the same time giving them the tools to direct their own legacy. So, meet Nathan. He's a 29-year-old male. He lives in Corktown and he's tired of looking at abandoned and unloved buildings. Nate wants to help build a vibrant community, but doesn't quite know how to get there. He's heard rumblings in the neighborhood through a poster campaign and buzz at the local coffee shop about this thing called Legacy, and he's finally decided to check it out. Legacy is a new entity in his neighborhood. Nathan learns more about it at the Corktown Residents and Business Association. So, as we know, Legacy is its slogan. If you want to go back, its slogan is to help communities craft their legacy. And we'll talk about how we collect, inspire, and connect later. So, he heads to the local pub, and he finds out that Legacy is here to make things better. And he's heard right. Legacy is a collective of architects, urban planners, and designers who've chosen Corktown. I'm so shaky. Who've chosen, I can't even read my paper. Who've chosen Corktown as their initial beta testing site. Legacy uses crowdsourcing to inspire and develop ideas for heritage revitalization projects. By getting the community to participate, we give them the tools to build their own heritage. Rather than a traditional model, where things are approved and managed from the top down, Legacy begins from the bottom up. It's a true grassroots campaign. We first developed buzz by reaching out to local press and media to get the word out that we've launched the Legacy Project in Corktown. Our awareness campaign points people to the Legacy website. So Nathan visits the Legacy website and navigates to the Okay. You know what? We should let this buffer because otherwise. Okay. So Nathan visits the Legacy website and navigates to the Corktown page. On that page. And so we'll see, these are various different projects that neighborhoods that Legacy's been working in. So he navigates to the Corktown page. And on that page, he sees that Legacy has already done research into his area and selected a variety of heritage sites that could be revitalized. Nathan follows the invitation to browse the sites and explore Corktown's heritage. So he sees an idea of a local park in his area, and he decides to check out this building. He can click on the building and find out some more information and where it's located. So, like I said, he takes the invitation to browse and explore Corktown's heritage. As he browses through each site, he sees that Legacy has proposed options for what his site could be, highlighting case studies from around the world of successful projects. He can cast a vote. Also highlighted on the page is an invitation for people to propose their own ideas for interventions or different heritage areas of the community via social media. He checks out the Legacy Twitter page.
Check it out. Go back to the PDF. How do I go back to the PDF? Tap. There you go. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so Nathan's researched a little bit about us, and he's noticed that we can be reached on Facebook, Twitter, there you go, Instagram, and maybe even Pinterest. We make it easy to reach us. He passes by an ugly wall of an unloved building every single day on his walk home from work. He desperately wants to change it. So what he does is he picks up his camera phone, he takes a photo, and he tweets it to My Legacy with the hashtag Corktown. At that point, our team can immediately begin aggregating data and analyzing it. Within a few days, we found out that there are enough responses to realize that the wall on Parliament Street is a problem, and that it's an easy and cheap enough fix. So this would be the wall project page, but it is clearly the park project page.
Sorry.
That's okay. But he's excited. Corktown's excited. Also excited is the property owner, Sally. Sally is a woman who owns the building. So on that profile that we just saw, there's a variety of solutions that people can pick from and vote for. Those who have shared their ideas vie for online attention using their social media accounts, further spreading the Legacy message. Sometime later, a solution is voted up and selected through open and a transparent process. A mural about the Corktown nickname planned by a local artist who specializes in metal art. But Sally hasn't had the funds to refurbish her wall, because the City of Toronto has continually denied her grant proposals, saying that the building doesn't fall under the definition of heritage. Thankfully, Legacy has provided a way that Sally and her fellow Corktowners can get the funding for the wall. With the help of the Corktown Community Network and Legacy's partnership registry, Legacy helps connect the project with a funding partner, which is a local paint shop, which is Sherman Williams, as well as a local architect firm, Agathon Co., and they get to work. As the project nears completion, Legacy uses social media to let Corktown residents know that there will be a potluck street party at the unveiling of the mural. There it is. On a sunny Saturday afternoon, the community gathers together to celebrate their newly built heritage. Value is added to the community, not just cultural, but social and economic as well.
So this is a bit of a systems map of what you just saw and the story summarized, and the stakeholders. A local citizen, Nathan, resident of Corktown, a property owner, the community at large in the potluck party, a funding partner, and a design partner that isn't in there but Agathon Architects, who's going to be responsible for the metal wall art mural. So I want to take you through the three different kinds of value we see this program delivering. Go ahead. So we see it delivering cultural, social, and economic value. We see economic value as the most authentic commodity in the creative economy of cities. When neighborhoods cooperate through Legacy projects to build and amplify the valuable equity in heritage, they take greater control over where that creative economic benefit is driven. So for example, with Sally, without heritage funding, Sally was regretfully considering selling her property to a condo developer, a choice she knew would be controversial. Through Legacy, she was given a new channel to secure funding to revitalize her building. Her property is now more attractive to potential tenants, the community supports her, and surrounding businesses are benefiting from the increased art tourism footfall. There's also cultural value. Heritage tells a story that is unique and true to place. Legacy empowers and enables communities to make sure that it stays that way. Through Legacy, communities can decide for themselves about what the heritage story is they want to tell, how they want to tell it, and how they want to use its power to benefit their neighborhood. This is heritage by their definition. And lastly, social value. Social value is how heritage unites communities by rallying people around shared stories. Heritage stories can tell us where we've come from and where we're going. They can help craft an identity for an area and cultivate a spirit of pride and stewardship amongst residents and citizens in general. Legacy gives community members a platform to come together around their heritage, share and collaborate, and celebrate the revitalization of their neighborhood. As Legacy gains momentum in a neighborhood, more people become connected to projects and begin engaging in different ways, so more projects can be built. So for example, here's a park that Sally, the property owner, always wanted to rebuild. She's now been part of the Legacy process, and she partners with Legacy and to join community members to build it into a new park that could look like this, showing the large potential, connecting the park over the Richmond Street Bridge there. So by growing organically, we will amass a registry of partners and grow like a city from neighborhood to neighborhood, helping each of these neighborhoods in Toronto collectively craft their legacy. And at that point, we'd like to conclude. And you can refer to your book for more details about financial models, etc. Thank you very much.
Thank you.